Hello everyone and welcome to the Knitted by Catherine podcast. This is my first episode. So a little bit about myself. My name is Catherine. I live in Hertfordshire in the United Kingdom with my daughter Rebecca and our house full of pets. I've been knitting all my life. I did have a little break in my 20s but started again in about 2003 when my daughter was born. I've been knitting ever since. Love watching knitting podcasts. Have always wanted to have a go, so I've got the house to myself, so I thought, why not? I'm going to start with my works in progress. The first thing I have to show you today is the Be Simple Shawl. I'll link to the designer in the notes below. Now this is a beautiful shawl that I'm making, if you can see, and it's very simple. It's knitted in garter stitch, and I think you just increase and decrease so that it makes this lovely crescent shape. And you continue until you reach the length you want it to be. Now I'm knitting this in some beautiful merino silk lace weight that I got several years ago at the Knitting and Stitching show, and as you can see it's a lovely colour. I think the colourway was just called purple, and I didn't really know what to make with this, so I thought something simple probably would bring out the colours and be the best. I'm really pleased with it so far. I think it's finished with a simple picot edge. So this is the yarn, you see? Beautiful, really beautiful. The next project I want to share with you is from this magazine. Now I got some birthday money and I treated myself to the Rowan Magazine. Now this is Rowan number 69. It's a fantastic magazine. It's got about 40 garments in there, so it's brilliant value. A lot of the garments, in fact I think all of the garments are piece garments, so if you're okay with sewing garments together then I think it's great. I'm quite happy with that. It's the way I grew up making jumpers and cardigans. But I do like knitting things in the round as well because it is lovely not to have the ends to sew in. So the first thing that I decided to make from this book is the Ronnie top, which is by Lisa Richardson. I'm going to find that for you. Here we are. So as you can see, it's a lovely summer top. You've got a full length version and a cropped version. Now I was going to go for this version, the full length version, but my daughter Rebecca, she said I should make the crop length, so that's what we're doing. It's not really cropped. I think I can probably get away with it, sort of, you know, with a nice dress or high-waisted jeans. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now this is knitted in Summer's Light DK, so it's a quick knit. Now Summer's Light DK is actually quite affordable. Some of the Rowan yarns can work out quite pricey, but I want to use up my stash, so I wanted to see if I had any cotton. So I found some cotton in my stash. Now I'm using something called Sirdar Simply Recycled, which is 100% recycled cotton yarn. It's discontinued now, but it's really lovely. It's working up really quickly. So as you can see, it's a lovely blue colour. I'll link to my Ravelry, in fact for all my projects in the show notes, I'll link to my Ravelry project notes so you can actually see the full information about what I'm using. It's got a lovely simple pattern. So it's a really easy, satisfying knit. So I've knitted the back, which is like this. I think the front is virtually the same with a little bit of shaping. I've done the sleeves. It's got little short drop shoulders, little sleeves. So once it's all finished, I'll join all the seams together and hopefully I might have something to share with you next time. My next project is socks. I'm knitting a lovely pair of socks in West Yorkshire Spinners 4-ply. And the colourway, I think it's called Bubblegum Blue. But I can check that for you. And here we are. Can you see? Very bright but gorgeous. It's like that bubblegum sauce that you get on ice cream. So it's 60 stitches, and I'm just doing a double. I've done a double rib cuff. Now this is not anybody's pattern. This is just my own design, my own pattern. So I'm just knitting it and seeing how I go on. And if you can see, it's like a little garter stitch block pattern that I'm doing on the front, and I've got a plain back. Yeah, so if they work out nicely and I'm happy with them, I might even have a go at releasing a pattern. You never know, we'll see. And I am knitting these on some new needles to me. These are Chiaogoos, and I find them a little bit harsh on the hands actually. Not sure yet whether I like them or not, but it's good to try new needles. So I'm pretty pleased with these little socks on the go. Always have socks on the go. So my last project I want to share with you is some crochet. Now I've got some balls of wool that I bought ages ago and just wanted to use them up. So I thought I'll make a granny square blanket. I thought I'd do plain granny squares this time. So nice little plain squares, not many ends to weave in. And I've got the pinks and some lovely greens. There's a dark green. And then I'm joining them I'm using a join on the back though, so it'll be on the back, so it's just a simple join. I thought that's quite effective. I think it's a slip stitch join that I'm doing on the back. I'm joining them in some cream. Now it's a stash busting project, but I started making it and realised it wasn't going to be a very big blanket. I had to go online and buy some more balls of yarn. So I'm just going to share with you now some of the colours that I bought to add into my blanket. This yarn is country style, Sirdar Country Style. It's actually discontinued now, but I looked online and found a retailer called Outback Yarns that still had it in stock. So I've got this sort of mustardy green, I suppose. Got a white, lovely dusky pink, some mauve, little baby blue, and some purple. So I think it's going to be really nice. So it's just a simple project to do in the evenings when I don't want to concentrate, granny squares. So that's all my work in progress at the moment. I do have a couple of finished objects to share with you. So I'm going to start with what I'm wearing. So as you can see, this is a beautiful shawl. Now I did knit this quite a while ago, but I never blocked it, so I haven't been able to wear it, and it was languishing in my project bag. I'm just going to take it off and show it to you. So this pattern is called the Simple Shawl, and it really is simple. It's got a lovely garter stitch pattern, so it's just knit stitch, and then you've got the eyelet lace down the middle, and then at the bottom of the shawl you finish it off with a couple of eyelet rows, and you've also got a picot edging. And the pattern is called the Simple Shawl by Jane Hunter, and that's Hedgerow Yarns. And it's knitted in Biff Sugar yarns in the Demelza colourway, and it's a sock weight yarn, and it is a mix of merino and nylon, superwash merino. Absolutely beautiful. I bought it for socks originally, but it was so gorgeous I thought I've got to make a shawl with it. So I absolutely love this. Really pleased with how it came out. I only gave it a light blocking. I didn't want to stretch it too much because it is garter stitch and it's nice and squishy. I think if you block garter stitch you can lose that squishiness. So yeah, I washed it. I bought myself some soak, which is a really good product because you just pop your items in to soak for 20 minutes and there's no rinsing. So it was really lovely, really nice. It smells nice as well. So that's the Simple Shawl. Very pleased. And my second final object is another shawl. Again, I did knit this a while ago, but it wasn't blocked. It was in my same project bag. So I thought I'd share this with you as well. So this shawl is called the Fairly Shawl, and I bought this pattern at the knitting and stitching show a few years ago, and I also bought the yarn. Now the yarn is beautiful, it's one of my favourites. It is Shetland Spindrift, which comes in a massive range of colours. It's quite a rustic yarn, and it's by Jamieson's of Shetland, so it's absolutely beautiful. It's 100% wool, and when you knit it, it was a bit scrunched up, but with a soaking and a blocking, the eyelets have opened up so beautifully. I'm really happy. And again, it's quite simple, but you've got this like sort of frilled effect on the end. So again, I only block this lightly because you don't want to pin this out with pins. And I'm really happy with how it came out. Let's put this one on so you can see it as well. So it's really lovely. So I suppose you can wear it like this if you wanted to. It's a lovely colour. Throw it over the shoulder. Yeah, really happy with that. It's really lovely. Stunning. So yeah, maybe adjust it a bit. It's a bit of a bigger shawl. This one's come out a bit bigger. So yeah, really lovely though. Love it. So yeah. Let's put this back on now. Yeah, lovely. Getting a bit chilly around the neck without it. So that's all my finished objects to share with you this week. I'm hoping to make another podcast in a couple of weeks' time. It'd be lovely if you could join me again. Oh, acquisitions. What have I been buying? So I've got a few things to share with you. The first thing is this lovely book that I had on order from Amazon. It's by Emma Varnum. I've got a couple of her other books. It's cute and crocheted animals. So when I saw she'd released another one, Woodland Creatures, I thought I have to have this. And it's really lovely. So you've got a little bear who I love in his pajamas. And you've got the little hedgehog. And there's a reindeer. So yeah, it's beautiful. So I'll be having a look at that and seeing if I fancy making anything from it. The next thing is some yarn. Now, I buy a lot of my yarn from Wool Warehouse. They're absolutely fantastic, really quick service. And when I saw they had the drops sale for their cotton yarn, I was like, yes. So I have bought myself 3 different lots of drops. I've bought sweater quantities so I can make myself some summer garments. So the first one we've got is Drops Paris. Now this is 100% cotton, and I think it's a double knitting weight. I really like that. So it's in a lovely sort of petrol-y blue. I like blues, as you can see. The second one I bought is Drops Belle Unicolor, and this has got quite a nice texture, and this is a mix. So it says it is, let me have a look. Can't find what it's made of. It's made of cotton, viscose and linen. 53% cotton, 33% viscose and 14% linen. I think this one is a DK weight as well, so that's really pretty as well. So it's a like stormy grey, so I think that would be nice as well. And then the last one I've bought, and these are all new yarns to me, I've never knitted with them before, so we'll give them a go, is Drops Muscat, which is a finer. I think this one is a finer one. This is yarn, because they have yarn groups, and this is yarn group B, so I think it's probably more like a 4-ply cotton, and this is in a cream colourway, and this is Drops Muscat. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to make with all of them, but I have found a pattern that I'm going to make with the Drops Paris, which is, and I'll insert a picture, which is the mint tea sweater. It looks a little bit like the Felix sweater, which everybody's made. So I think I'm going to give that one a go. Drops patterns can be a little bit confusing the way they're laid out, but I'm going to give it a go, see how I do with it. I've also purchased this beautiful pattern by Heidi Kiermaier, I think it's pronounced, and this is called Pearl Strings. Again, I'll insert a link because it's printed in black and white. Absolutely love it. It's knitted in the round and it's got the little pearl beads that go across. I think it's fantastic. So that's going to be really lovely. So that's another project that I'm looking to get on with. I bought myself a pattern on Etsy for making some project bags. I thought it was about time I had a little go. I've got a sewing machine. So this is a drawstring bag by Sotak Patterns, and there's like 4 little options. So yeah, I'm going to give that a go. Again, I'll link a picture if I can. And then the last thing I bought is a couple of Rowan magazines. I got some birthday money and I've always wanted to make this pattern on the front. I've seen it on adverts on knitting magazines, so I really fancied it. It's got lots of beautiful patterns in. They're sort of suitable for all the family as well. I love this one. And little cardigans. So let's have a look. Yeah, waistcoats, cardigans. But yeah, I think the one that I'd like to make is this one. So I might think about this one. I like the colour work. I think I'd probably just do the bottom pattern and then this. I think I might leave off the top pattern if I was to make this. And then the last one I bought is an old one, which is Rowan Magazine 51. And the reason I bought this is because my daughter likes vintage. She saw the pattern and said she liked it, so I bought it because I was thinking I might actually make her something and she might want to wear it. So as you can see, it's a little vintage sweater with a little knitted collar. So yeah, that's why I bought this, and this was really good value. It was only £7.50. I bought it from a company called SMK Knitting in their sale, so it was brilliant value. It's about 30 patterns in this book as well. So yeah, lots of things that I could make. Too many things and not enough time. So thank you if you've made it this far to my video. It is my first video, so I'm sure I can improve, but I would love to hear from you. So if you leave me a little comment in the comments below, let me know what you liked about the video, whether you've made any of the patterns I'm making, if you've got any suggestions for the video. If you've liked this video, it'd be fantastic if you could give me a thumbs up, or even if you could subscribe, that would be fantastic. I hope to make another video in a couple of weeks' time when I've got something more to share with you. In the meantime, thank you for joining me. It's been really lovely. And one more thing before I go. I did mention at the beginning I have lots of pets, so I might just show you one of my cats. She's in the room with me. She's asleep, so she might be a little bit grumpy, but let's just show her to you. Here she is. So this is my baby girl. This is Lyra. Can you see how beautiful she is? Now, she's been a bit of a poorly girl recently. She's had an ear infection, but she's been at the vets and the vets has given her ear drops and she's on the mend. So yeah, she is my baby. She's nearly 7 months old and she is a Seal Link Bengal. So yeah, I have 3 other Bengals as well. So hopefully over the next few weeks you might get to meet some of them. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Bye.